Wow. Wow. How you can hear me? Thank you, Faith. That was quite an introduction. Okay. Good evening, everyone. From wherever you are joining from. Yes. Kehinde Odunuga is the name, and I'll be taking us through some few things on setting up our automation pipeline, integrating with GitHub Actions and Jenkins. So I will just share my slides. I have a few slides, nothing too serious. I know this meeting is this workshop is mostly for the intermediate guys, but then everybody is welcome to join, right? And I believe you are going to pick up one or few things during the call. Yeah. So do let me know when you can see my screen. How did they share screen again? Mhm. Okay, I'm sorry. Yep. Oh, yep. Yep. Okay. Can you guys see my screen? All right. Thank you. Okay. Yeah. The topic is setting up automation pipelines using GitHub Actions and Jenkins. So this is going to be very, very simple, very fast, very, very quick. I hope it is actually. Yeah, a lot of times we as QAs we write tests, automated tests, and some of us find it difficult to integrate with like a pipeline, probably like GitHub Actions or GitLab or Jenkins. Of course, we are going to be using GitHub today, not GitLab. Though it's one of the two we can use. Though it's not like we can use both. So it's either GitHub or GitLab. It's still the same thing they are doing, just different platforms, right? And I personally am someone that just looks for something that is working. It's not about the tools. Even if you look at our climb today, you see a lot of tools coming up here and there. This one, that one. Before you finish learning this, you are already running to learn another one, and before you finish that, there's another one that has just come up and all. Yeah, it's good to learn tools, but then just look for one that works for you and use it. If you need to change, it's fine for you to change, right? Yeah. So setting up automation pipelines using GitHub Actions and Jenkins. So yeah, that takes us to the next slide. Of course, before you can do these things, you need to understand what CI/CD is, right? What is CI/CD? A lot of times we hear this word. A lot of times we even use the word, and you know, and like I said, this is not something we don't know. It's just to still come and enlighten us a little bit more, right? So CI means continuous integration, and CD means continuous deployment, or maybe continuous delivery. Okay, so what does that mean basically? Continuous integration is where you are able to kind of collaborate with other people working on the same thing. So developers frequently push, small code changes to a shared repository. It's not just developers again these days. There are even testers too, of course. as a tester, if you are writing maybe a line of code or two, then you should start seeing yourself, like a developer. Maybe you are not really building applications, but then you are still interacting and interfacing with these things. So you're already seeing yourself as such. So yeah, if developers push different codes, you see developer A working on this, developer B working on another feature, developer C working on maybe a user management feature and all, and they all have to bring it together, right, in order for them to make it a whole system and make it able to be used. So this is where continuous integration comes in, where you integrate each code that each developer is working on, and they are able to still keep working on that without breaking anything, without any casala busting anywhere, right? So that's like, just from the name continuous and integration, you are integrating continuously. And we have continuous deployment where you also have, for continuous integration too, we set up some tests in place just to be able to ascertain that the new things that are coming into the system are not breaking anything. So you have introduced a new change. Developer A has written his own code and developer B is merging with what he has written. We just want to be sure that, okay, everything is working fine and there is nothing that is really breaking. So when it comes to continuous deployment, after code passes all tests, it is automatically deployed to any environment now, either depending on the environment that you use, UAT, dev, staging, production, and all. It is automatically deployed. Once it passes the checks, the test, then it is deployed. And this also ensures a fast, repeatable, and reliable release process. So the primary goals of CI/CD is to reduce integration problems and deployment errors, to speed up delivery of software to users, right? And also enable frequent and reliable releases, promote developers' confidence and code stability. So you can see this is how the flow is, right? Where you code, you build, you test, release, deploy, operate, you monitor, you plan, and the cycle continues like that. Yeah, GitHub Actions. GitHub Actions is like a CI/CD tool that is built into GitHub. So it's also a CI/CD tool or its own platform is GitHub. It is used within the GitHub platform, right? It automates software workflows directly from your GitHub repository and supports tasks like running tests, building code, and deploying applications. So GitHub Actions is like a tool that you can also use to monitor whatever changes that is coming into your repository. Whatever thing is coming in, it helps you to create a workflow whereby you can set up some tests in place and it picks up the test, it runs. If anything is failing, you quickly know, and if all is good, then you also know and you are good to go, right? And also we have Jenkins. Jenkins is a popular open source automation server. I'm just like giving this very short, concise talks on the slides, right? So that we don't really waste time. So Jenkins helps us to automate the building, the testing, and deployment of software. And also it is highly extensible and used across small teams to large enterprises. Yes, Jenkins can be used as a personal, on a personal project or something you're just working on a private work, or it can be used in larger teams, very big teams where you have a lot of people integrating codes into a single repository. And also Jenkins is also like it's also like GitHub Actions now that helps you to automate your workflow. But Jenkins can be used outside of GitHub Actions. It can be used in more larger and bigger projects, right? And all. So we are just going to be trying out some few things. Yeah, just to see. So the toolbox we'll be needing is GitHub, Java, and Jenkins. So for you to can you guys still hear me? Looks like I had a glitch there. Okay. All right. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, so you need to have like a GitHub account in order to be able to really do this. Of course, we are doing this on GitHub. And for you to use GitHub Actions, you need a GitHub account. You also need to have Jenkins installed on your local system for you to be able to use. You need to have Java installed on your local system for you to be able to use Jenkins, because Jenkins uses Java, right? And we are just going to be looking into how to get started with some of these things. I also believe most of us should have Java on our system already for now. And even most of us should have Jenkins. And if not all of us should have a GitHub account. Okay, so let's just dive into some practical work here. Okay, so I'll stop sharing the slides and I'll share another screen where I will just show some few things on GitHub, some few things on Jenkins and all. So yeah, permit me to stop sharing this slide and then share my screen again. If at any point you cannot hear me, please call my attention to it. Okay. All right. So this is GitHub. I've already signed up on GitHub. Once you sign up, it's not hard to sign up. Just go to github.com, then you will see the steps for you to sign up, and you land on a page like that. And we need to create a repository. GitHub works with repositories, right? Repositories are just like, how do I put it now? Maybe like large folders in your GitHub account. So repositories are like it's just like where you host your projects. TestarsQuarter, you want to say something? Okay, it's small. How about now? Okay, this is looking too big for me. It's fine. All right. So yeah, we are going to be creating like a repository for the sake of this workshop. And repository name, what can I give my repository? Let me give it demo. Let me give it Jenkins testers. Yeah, you can actually give it any name, right? Okay, Faith. The link to GitHub, you mean? Okay, I can just drop it on the chat. to this chart, to the channel, which one? I'll just drop it on the chart. All right, so but then you still need to go through the sign up process, onboarding on GitHub, and it won't take time though. You can be doing that while the section is going on. So yes, once you are done setting up your GitHub, you always see a screen where you can see this plus icon where you can create a new repository. And once you click on this, you will land on this page that I am on, right? And you will see your name like this, your username, and then the repository name. And yes, you can give it a description, say that a workshop on Jenkins. That's okay. Then you can either choose a public repository or a private repository. So if you select a public, which is our default, everybody will be able to see this repository. Anybody will be able to access it. But if you select private, you can see this lock, meaning you are going to be the only one that will be able to access it, and nobody will be able to see this. What I prefer public, right? There's nothing I'm hiding. I'm not, but mostly for organizations, it will be private. It will not be public like this. It will be private. So you can leave public at default, then initialize this repository with a README. Yes, I want a README. So a README file is like a file that shows the table of contents for what your repository is all about, just like the name says README. So when you see a README file within a repository, you know that that file can at least tell you some things that you need to know about a repository. Maybe some things you need to install, some things you need to download, some things you need to, anything you just need to know in order to be able to use that repository. You get. So of course, if you go on GitHub, you see a lot of public repos out there, and through the README, you'll be able to know how to navigate around that particular repository. Hard.git ignore. I don't want it. Choose a license. I don't want it. So I think I'm good like this. I will just go ahead to create my repository. Yes. So once the repository is created, you land on a page like this, and there's really nothing much, just this the README that we have just added, and this is what is inside. And this is the description of our repository, the one we gave just now. So once we have this, that's like okay. The first step is to open a GitHub account. The second one is to set up your repository like this. And once you are able to set this up, then the next thing is to then pipeline. Okay, Faith. All right. Thank you. So I'm going to be using a an API collection actually. That's what I'll be using. Yes, so I have a collection that I I am using. Let me just come. Okay, let me just bring it to this other screen. So this is the collection I'll be using. It's an API collection that I have before now. Of course, you need to have a project you are working on before now, right? And okay, I think I should show the steps to download Jenkins before we do this, so that while that is being downloaded, we can come back to do this, because sometimes it can take some time. Like Jenkins can take some time to get downloaded and all. Yes, we can just look at downloading Jenkins and installing it. So to download Jenkins, we need to come to this website. I've just dropped it on the channel, jenkins.io. Jenkins.io. Then you come here. All right. So when you land on the Jenkins page, this is what it looks like, right? We want to download. Just come here, then download. And on this screen, you can see download and deploy, stable LTS, weekly releases, downloading Jenkins. Just we are concerned with the ones on this side. LTS. LTS means long-term support. So we just look for the one that suits our operating system. I'm on a Windows operating system, and I'll be clicking on this. If you're on Mac OS, you can click on this, or any other OS. You can just check here and click on the one that suits you. So I'll be clicking on Windows, and you'll see this. Thank you for downloading the Windows stable installer. So you can see it will automatically download, and it is currently downloading right now. But if the download didn't start, you can also click this link to actually trigger the download, and it starts, right? So yeah. Wow. Okay, I think it's done downloading. Yeah. Okay, still downloading. So while Jenkins is downloading, we can continue with the Postman collection. Okay, so okay, yeah, so we can just continue with this our Postman collection for now. So this is the collection I'm using. This is my project that I'm working on, right? And I have some APIs in it. I have tests that I've written for some of these APIs and all. So first thing is just to try to run this collection first and see if it's even stable, and look at its health. I also have a monitor for it though. So yeah, I think it's healthy, yeah, at the moment. So let me just try to run this. So the tests are running. So it's a grocery store API. I know most of us would have seen this API. They would have used it a lot of time. It's very common. Like one of my go-to APIs if I just needed to do something like very quickly. So you can see the test is done running, and everything is fine. No failures, and yeah, we have 27 passes, right? Um, Okay, so we are okay with this right now. We know that our project is actually good to go, right? So let us check our Jenkins download again if it's done. Yeah, I think Jenkins is done. We can just go ahead to install Jenkins for now, and we'll just keep coming and going like that so that we don't waste time. So once Jenkins is done downloading, mind you, if you don't have Java, it won't work. You need Java. You actually need Java to be able to use Jenkins. And to download Java, you just need to come to your browser. You can just search for Java, and you can see Java SE 17, Java download, anyone. But I think for Jenkins, it mostly supports 17 and 21. 17 and 21. Then you click on this, and just like Jenkins too, you look for the one that suits your system. So I'm on a Windows, and I will pick this one, this particular one for my Windows. You just need to click on this, and the download starts. I already have this, so I will just stop this. I already have it. I'll stop it, and but you can do that on your own. Let me share this URL just in case you don't have Java. Before now, you can download Java 17 for the sake of the Jenkins, or 21 actually. Yeah, so I think we should go back to our GitHub now, and let's try to clone this, our new repository, into our local machine in order to be able to do some gymnastics and then bring in our project here, right? Yeah, so for me to clone this repository now, I need my command line interface. So on Mac OS, it's your terminal. On Windows, it is your command prompt. So we have command prompt. If you click on your, yeah, you can see, if you search for CMD, you will see command prompts, and click on enter, and you have this interface opened up to you, right? You can see this is the command line interface, and from here you can do a whole lot of beautiful things from this place. A whole lot of beautiful things actually from this place. So yeah, so we need to clone this repository. And how do we clone it onto our local system? So like I was explaining continuous integration the other time. Let's take, for instance, this Jenkins testers repository is the repository that a lot of us needs to work on. Maybe as a front-end developer, you have 2 or 3 developers in your organization, and we are all working on this repository. But then we all need to like have a replica of this repository on our local system. You cannot see my screen. Can you guys see my screen? Okay. All right. So yes, so they all need to make like a copy of this repository on their local system for them to be able to work on it, right? And that's what we are going to be doing. And once they make the copy of this repository on their system, then they come back to merge or to push their code here, such that it will be visible, for other developers to be able to merge with it, to be able to pull from it, push, and all of those things. So we are going to be cloning our repository. So For cloning, you can either clone by HTTPS or SSH or GitHub CLI. SSH, GitHub CLI, anyone. I prefer the HTTPS, right? You can use anyone you like. This is just my own preference. You might like SSH or the GitHub CLI. So I have copied this, right? And the next thing is to come to my terminal. Okay, let me not do this. I want to ensure that you guys can see this. Okay, I've come here. So on coming here, I need to just use the command git clone, then paste my repository URL here. Somebody is saying my screen is frozen. Is that the same thing for everyone? Hello?
No, it's not.
Okay. You say it's stuck on my repo screen. The mouse pointer is not. Maybe you should leave and join again. Okay, someone else is saying they can't see. Wait, what are you seeing currently? Yes. Okay, so I just typed some things. Can you see the new things I typed now? Okay, so all right. Okay, so this is where I am, and if you cannot see my screen, maybe you should try leaving and rejoining. Maybe that would help, right? And then I'll just continue. Yeah, so I'm going to clone this repository here. But I like there's a way I like cloning my repository. I like using a token to clone my repository because I don't want issues. GitHub can be very, very problematic sometimes. Not GitHub actually, Git, when you start seeing plenty errors here and there. So I just come to settings here, and I come to okay, not this settings actually. If you click on your profile, you see this, then you see settings here. Then scroll down to the left, you see developer settings, and you see this personal access tokens and token classic, not fine-grained tokens or tokens classic. I click on this and I can create and see these are the tokens I've created in the past. So I just come here to generate new token, not fine-grained repo scopes. No, it's token classic for general use. Then I click on this. So my token needs a name. I'll give it testers. And expiration, you can choose an expiration for it. Do you want to expire in 7 days, 30 days, 60, 90, or custom where you choose when you want it to expire, or no expiration, you don't want it to expire at all. 30 days is just okay for me. And this is the scope. You need to select a scope of where you need the token for. I would just say repo and workflow, since these are the two things I would really be doing. There are other things here, but I don't need to check them. So I'll just select this repo and workflow, and I'll generate the token. So upon clicking this, a token is generated for me. So once this token is generated, just copy it straight away from here. Because if you leave this screen, you will not see this token again. It's lost. You will not be able to see it again. So just copy it and maybe keep it on a notepad somewhere. Just keep it on a notepad somewhere, and you can continue with whatever you are doing before. Okay, steps that. Okay. All right. So we were about to clone our repository then. So what I do is I put in my token inside this URL. Just watch. I put it here actually. So git clone https. Then after the slash, just before the github.com, I'll paste my token, right? You can still see the github.com here. But before it, I will still now put at. So this is, it can be complicated. If you can do it, fine. If you cannot, it's fine. You don't really need it like that. But me, I just like it, right? And git clone this HTTPS, then you put your token. It's just like your signature on this, and then entering your presence on this repository in your local system. That's like how what it. Click on enter, and your repo is cloned successfully. And actually, I was supposed to choose the location where I want my repository to be cloned, but I've cloned it in my user profile, right? I was supposed to clone it somewhere else that I will be able to easily see, but it's fine. I can always move it away from here to another folder, right? But it's been cloned into my user, into this particular place. So if I do ls, I should be able to see. I know it's going to be very much. I should be able to see that repository somewhere here. Yes, this is it. This is the repository. So I know it's somewhere here. I think I'll just move it outside of this access. So I believe we are also following. Yeah, thank you, Abdul Rahman. Where's my guy? Okay. Yeah, this is my guy. I want to move it to my downloads folder. I want to move it to my downloads folder. So I've done that on the UI. It's something I can also do from this place, but then that might be looking complicated to some of us. So what I just need to do is to navigate to my downloads folder here. And yes, I'm in my downloads folder. And I'm in my downloads folder, and then I would just list out what I have in my downloads, and should be somewhere here too. This is it. Okay, this is it here. This is it here. But it's fine. It's fine. So once I have repository, I will just change my directory and enter into Jenkins. And Abdul Wahab, do you want to say something? Hello. All right. Yeah, so you can see this is our repository in our local system. So you can see this Jenkins testers, this is it here. And you can see the README file. This is the README file. So this is just like saying you have a copy of this repository on your own local system, on your personal system. I think I should continue this on VS Code. Still, it looks a bit more colorful for some of us, and some of us don't really like this black things everywhere. So I will just open this in VS Code and I'll continue rather than using the command prompts, right? So I can just navigate to my VS Code from here, how this works. Yeah, so my VS Code is opened. Let me share the VS Code. Might be I have plenty of screens scattered everywhere. Okay, I can't find it again. Yes. All right. Yeah. So okay. So you can see this is just still the same thing I have on the command prompt. It's still the same thing. If you check the README, it's the same thing I've put in that README. And I want to start working on this repository now. I will just come here and open. No, I'll come here to open a new terminal. Then new terminal. So this new terminal will now serve as our own command prompt within the VS Code. It's the same thing as the command prompts that we had within the VS Code. So if I do this, if I still try to list out the things, you can see this is the only thing that I have within the repository, just the README file, right? And the first thing I'll do is to create a new branch for myself. So you know, when we created our repository the other time on GitHub, we had only one branch, which is the main branch, right? Which is the main branch that you can see here. This is the main branch, and there's no other branches. So you can also create branches from here, but this is like the different developers our project are these different things within the project at the same time. They will need to actually create to create a branch that they are going to be working on, so that whatever thing they are working on will be associated with that branch, and from that branch they can merge it another branch and maybe up to the ultimate main branch. So I'll just create the branch from here, and the command to create the branch is git checkout -b, then the name of the branch. I can call the name of my branch dev. So because it's a new branch, that's why what I'm trying to do here is to tell Git to check out into this new branch dev, right? And once I enter this, you can see switched to a new branch dev. And if I try to look at the branches that I have, Git branch, you are going to see, you can see dev and you can see main. And if we look on the other side, it's just main that is there. We don't have this dev yet. It's just this main that is there. We don't have the dev yet, right? So, but we are still getting it there. And you can see this is in green because that is the current branch we are on. But we also have a main branch. It's listing both branches, but this is highlighted in green because it's our current working branch. And if you look here again, you will still see the dev branch. You can always switch your branch. You can always switch your branch. What branch you are working on currently. I can switch back to main. I can check out main branch main. You see that, yeah, it did not say switch to a new branch. right? It just says switch to branch main. And if I check the Git branch again, you will see that the main is now in green, telling us that we are on the main branch. So I want us to go back to the dev branch. So main branch is just like production, right? And nobody works on production. So let us work on the dev branch. You can see it is back here. And now let's try to add our project to this branch. Let's try to add our project to this branch. But before we add our project to this branch, we need to actually set up our workflow too. We need a workflow, and that's where the GitHub Actions comes in, right? So for GitHub Actions, we need to create a folder here. If you come here and right click here and say new folder, the name of the folder is going to be .github. That's the name of the folder. And inside this .github folder, you still right click and click on this to create another folder called workflows. Then we have something like this. And now inside this folder that is called workflows, now we can now create our YAML file. So YAML files are how do I explain YAML files now? So it's a YAML is like the that's what our workflow support do. So you will see when I start inputting some of the or any other regular file, it's just different, and it's called the YAML file. So we can name it anything, but we need to put the extension .yaml. So I can call this one, let me say dev test dot YAML, enter. So you can see so this down a bit. Okay. So you can see, you can start typing anything here, right? That's where we set up our workflow, what we want it to look like, how we actually want the workflow to look like, and you know, all of those things around it. So we are going to be writing some very simple, straightforward things for our YAML file. So yes, the first thing is the name of this particular workflow. We can say dev env workflow. Can actually put anything, right? And what on what do you want this workflow to be triggered? I will say on push, yeah, and then let's say particular workflow jobs and tests. I want you to run a test for me, and it's going to be running on. So these things are actually available online. You don't have to cram all of these things in your head, right? You can check on Google, you can check ChatGPT, anywhere. These tools are there to help us, right? So you don't have to be forming Bruce Lee or Van Damme to want to cram all of these things on your head. If you can, fine. If you can't, just go and copy somewhere online. And yeah, so we wanted to run on Ubuntu latest, and this is the steps we wanted to take, actually steps. And for the steps is going to be using uses actions slash checkout at v3 version 3 or something, and then we can run something. We can run something and say run anything. Let's say run an echo to tell us that this job was automatically triggered. By an event. Like I said earlier on, you can always go and copy these things from online. Don't do pass yourself. This is just to tell us the event name of what is currently running or what is about to start running, right? And then we are good to go. So the next thing will be to actually tell what we want to run exactly. But for now, we don't know, we have not specified what we want to run here at this moment. But maybe now is the time to bring in our Postman collection. Or maybe we can just have like a test file first, maybe like a Python file or something for now, and see what actually happens. So I can still come back here to create a new file. So I don't want to create it inside this GitHub. I don't want to create it there. So I want to create it in the home directory of this old Jenkins tester. So I'll do this. Okay, and I can say maybe demo.py file, and in this file I can say just print out I am a member of TestarsQuarter. That's just what I wanted to print out here, and I will just save this. And yes, we have this. We can then come back to this our YAML and tell this to run this new file that we just created. It's a Python file, so we need Python to be able to run this Python demo.py, because this is the name. The name is demo.py. If it was another name, it would be that name that you specify here actually. So this is good. We can then we can just push this first and see what happens, right? Yeah, on our command line here, we should know some very important about 4 commands that you always use every time. Like you always use it every time. And the first one is git status. Git status. This is to check the status of what is going on in your working directory. So you can see it says on branch dev, I have untracked files, which is this GitHub folder that I created. You can see this slash is telling you that it's a folder. There's something else inside, which is this workflows and other stuff. And also this demo.py file. I have both of them here. And also it says I've not added it. So if I want to add it, I can use git add to track it. So git status is one of that important git commands. The next one is the git add. You can specify the name of the file you want to add. I can say demo.py and also come back to specify this name, but I want to add everything together at once. So I can just put dots. So what this dot means, add all. So it means everything that is on my on my working directory that has not been added will be added with this particular command. And once I do git add, you will not see anything, right? That means it has added. But for us to know that it has actually added, you need to check your status again. And you can see before it was in red, and now it's in green, telling you that, yeah, this has been added. So it says now that there are changes to be committed. You have added these files. Now you need to commit it, right? So, and you can restore it. Maybe you made a mistake. You don't want to add some things. You can use this command to restore what you have added, like to undo what you have done. So git restore -, stage, then the name of the file, maybe demo.py, and you will be able to undo it. So at this point now, we are good to go. We just need to commit our changes at this point. There are a lot of other git commands that you can always check out. You can always check online. So git commit, this is like actually tagging our changes. Okay, say for instance, I am working a login functionality and it wants to push. How are we going to know that this is what you actually pushed at this particular time? So this is where they put that name, that okay, this is what I am committing. For me, I'm committing the workflow and the demo file. So I can say workflow and demo.py. And yeah, I have something like this. Yes, so git commit, I think M is a flag for message. M means message, a flag for message workflows and demo. Then I'll click on enter. Did I click on enter? I think okay. What's going on? My enter is not entering. What's going on?
It's your workflow.
So let me see if I can check this status again. And I will just do Control C. So these are some of the small issues. Talk like that, it might make life kind of miserable for us. So I don't know what happened at that place. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I've done something that is wrong. But as at the moment now, I will just check my status again, just to know where I am at. Okay, it says changes to be committed. That means it has not been committed. So I'll come back again to come and commit it. Okay. So git commit, then workflows, and then let's pick one, then enter. Yes. So I don't know what happened the other time.